So today we're going to be doing the Gibson Tech Talk, and we're going to be talking about Epiphone, the new line of Epiphone guitars, which are produced, the company name was bought by Gibson around 40 years ago.
This is the new Les Paul Ultra 3. Looks like a basic Les Paul, but actually it's got all sorts of things on it. It's got a piezo pickup, which gives you a simulation of an acoustic sound. It also has a tuner, and it also has a USB out, so you can plug it straight into your computer and record. So we'll be talking about this today and putting it through its paces and seeing how it sounds.
I remember Epiphone guitars from the first time around, which was when I was young, and they were quite sought after. And although I've only been playing this guitar for 10 minutes, I know it's a classy piece of work. Great finish, very easy to play, sounds good, amplified. I mean, I think it's a really fine piece of work.
When that evening sun goes down, you will find me hanging around. Yeah, the nightlife ain't no good life, but it's my life. Many people just like me, hanging on to old time used to be's. Yeah, the nightlife ain't no good life.
Any questions?
But what I'm really stuck with now is, how do I go from one shape to the next shape? How do I go up and down the neck without being like a train on a track? I need some kind of advice as to where to go from fifth position to first position without going all the way up and just remembering by rote how to get there.
It's only familiarity with the instrument that allows you to do that. So, I mean, I don't know how often you get to play.
Not often enough.
Well,
the wife has me doing other stuff.
I might have to get a divorce.
That's the first thing. As I look back on learning and being in a place where I was discovering those things you're talking about, is I wasn't quite really paying enough attention to what the chord was. And when you're playing through a blues, let's say you're playing a blues in G, if you know where each of those G7 chords is, then those everything's around the chord. The thing that I realized a long time ago, and I'm still battling with, is it doesn't take that long to play a lot of notes on the guitar, but it takes the rest of your life to know enough not to play a lot of notes, you know, and to forget the rules and play from your heart.
Boom!
Can I ask you, Mo, what's the obvious difference between picking up that and picking up a Les Paul Standard?
Okay. Well, the first thing is this weighs a lot less. If you're doing a lot of gigs, just not having backache is really, really nice. The neck is really nice. The neck is very slim. I'd say it's probably based on what we now think of as the wide and flat neck. There's very little camber on it. Maple top. Okay, so maple top, mahogany back and neck. Assuming it's a rosewood fingerboard. So in terms of sound, I'd say it's a slightly more modern sound, actually. There's a little piezo pickup just there, which is switched on by a push button here on the back. One push gives you the piezo and the normal pickups. Let's just see what that sounds like. That's the normal pickup. This is the piezo and the pickups. And that's the piezo. And that's meant to simulate an acoustic guitar. Thank you.
It's a fabulous event to come to. There's a kind of community of questioning guitarists in the audience, and a community of incredibly well-informed guitarists on the stage. I asked a question earlier about soloing over chord progressions, and the answers that I got, all three guys gave, you know, fabulous answers. And in fact, Chris told me to hang around afterwards because he wanted to talk to me afterwards. So, you know, you even get that kind of one-to-one thing up, which is fabulous.
To see the guys up there doing it is, you know, it's so different to reading it in a magazine. Well, yeah, it's a particular interest to me because I have Epiphones, and obviously, not being able to afford, you know, the top guitars, you know, you have to settle for something less. And the Epiphones have always amazed me. And I thought just because it might be made in China or wherever they do make them, and just because they're, you know, half the price, sometimes a quarter of the price, doesn't mean they're any less good.
One more time, Jim, and we'll take it out.